January brings new Pokemon, raids, and events to Pokemon Go. And in this video, I will be going through all of the details and tips, including which Pokemon are most worth raiding. So starting with the events for the month, up first we have an event featuring a brand new Pokemon. The Fido Fetch event is running from January 3rd to the 7th. This event features the release of Fido into Pokemon Go, and it gives us the opportunity to get up to 4 times Catch Stardust if we do complete global challenges. So this event will definitely be worth playing if you need Stardust. And during this event on the 5th, we do also have January Community Day, which will feature the new shiny Sprigatito. This event will feature a lot of bonuses, and in particular it will have a 3 times Catch Stardust bonus, so again a great time to use star pieces to get the most value out of the star pieces bonus. Following this we have a returning event, but with a little bit of a twist. Fashion Week is back and it runs from January 10th to the 19th, but this time it will have a Team Go Rocket takeover aspect of the event, which will run from the 15th to the 19th. These Rocket takeover events generally feature a new Shadow Legendary Pokemon that you can obtain from Giovanni. Hopefully this time it is Shadow Rayquaza, but I could imagine this one will be kept for a bigger event. So perhaps we could see something like the Shadow Lake Trio, or even Shadow Dialga, Palkia, or Darkrai. You will also most likely be able to remove Frustration from your Shadow Pokemon during this event, so it's worth tagging any Pokemon you want to remove Frustration from so you have it ready for the event. And during the Rocket takeover part of the event, we do also have a Shadow Raid Day. This will be on January 19th between 2 PM and 5 PM local time. But which Pokemon will it feature? So we don't really know for sure yet, but I would speculate that it could be Shadow Groudon or Kyogre, because we have had these available in the game for quite a while now, and this would be a good type of event to bring them into Shadow Raids and release the Shadow Shiny. And on the 11th of January, during Fashion Week, there will be a Mega Raid Day featuring Gallade for the first time in Pokemon Go. This Pokemon will of course be worth picking up for the Mega Dex, and on the day you will get 5 additional free raid passes, the remote raid limit will increase, and Gallade will have a 1 in 10 shiny rate, so probably the best chance to get this shiny. And later on in the video I will be going through how good Mega Gallade actually will be in Pokemon Go, so stay tuned for that. Next up we have the Steeled Resolve event running from the 21st of January up until the 26th, and I definitely could see Rookidee, Corvisquire and Corviknight debuting for this event with the Steel theme of the event. And during the Steel Resolve event on the 25th between 2 PM and 5 PM local time will be January Community Day Classic. We don't know however which Pokemon will be featuring as of yet. And lastly for January we do have the Lunar New Year event running from January 29th until the 2nd of February. And as well as new events, there will be new Spotlight hours running from 6 PM to 7 PM every Tuesday in January. So first up for the month will be Voltorb and Hisuian Voltorb on the 7th with 2 times Catch Stardust. And because this takes place during the Fido Fetch event, the Cantonian Voltorb will have a boosted shiny rate, so a good chance to get this shiny if you haven't got it yet. The following week we have Roselia with 2 times Catch XP on the 14th. Then we have Paldean Wooper on the 21st with 2 times Catch Candy. This one in particular will be really good to do because Clodsire is a very strong Pokemon in Go Battle League. It's currently ranked at the top of the Great League and ranked 6 with its Stone Edge moveset, and it's ranked 52 in the Ultra League as well. And as it wants 0, 14, 13 IVs to be at its best, getting a wild Paldean Wooper will be beneficial because they won't have any IV floor, so getting the lower attack IV is a lot easier. And last up for the month will be Young Goose on the 28th with 2 times Transfer Candy. We do also have different raids going on in January. In 5-star raids we have Palkia running from the 4th to the 16th with a raid hour on the 8th and the 15th. Following this, Deoxys will return in both its attack and defense forms from the 16th until the 24th with a raid hour on the 22nd. Then we have Dialga returning from the 24th of Jan up until the 6th of February with a raid hour on the 29th and the 5th of February. In Mega Raids from January 4th until the 16th will be Mega Lopunny, then Mega Gallade will return from the 16th until the 24th after its Mega Raid debut on the 11th, so don't worry too much if you can't make the raid day. And last for the month will be Mega Medicham from the 24th until the 6th of February. And in 5-star Shadow Raids on Saturdays and Sundays throughout January will be Shadow Registeel. For the max battles from the 6th of Jan up until the 13th will be Max Machop, Ghastly, Krabby, Cryogonal and Wooloo. From the 13th to the 20th will be Max Squirtle, Machop, Ghastly, Krabby and Cryogonal. And then from the 20th to the 27th we Max Charmander, Beldum, Cryogonal, Scorbunny and an unannounced Pokemon. And lastly from the 27th until the 3rd of February will be Max Bulbasaur, Cryogonal, Grookey, Wooloo and another unannounced Pokemon. And as well as Max Battles, Max Mondays will be returning, which is essentially a raid hour for Max Battles that take place each Monday from 6 PM till 7 PM. And on the 6th will be Max Machop, on the 13th will be Max Squirtle, and then on the 20th and 27th of January and the 3rd of February will be an unannounced Pokemon. But how good are the raid and max battle Pokemon? Which are most worth your raid passes and your max particles? So starting with the 5-star raids, up until the 14th, we will still have Giratina in its altered form, and it's definitely worth raiding if you play Go Battle League, because it is ranked 6 in the Ultra League with 1, 12, 15 IVs, and it's ranked 10 in the Master League. We do then have Palkia, which is the 16th best dragon type attacker and the 4th best in its origin form. And in the Master League, it's ranked 13 and ranked 2 in its origin form. So generally, the origin form does see more play, especially with the fact it does have access to the legacy move Spatial Rend, which does have an adventure effect. This is an effect that can be used outside of battle to increase the distance at which you encounter wild Pokemon. But there is a reason why you still will want to raid the altered form of Palkia. You see, to use Origin Palkia's Spatial Rend adventure effect, it does cost 5,000 Stardust and 5 Palkia Candy to do so for 10 minutes. So if you want to take advantage of this adventure effect for community days and for spotlight hours, for example, you are going to want to have as much Palkia Candy as you can to fuel this effect, especially with the fact that Palkia only returns to raids once or twice per year, so it's a good chance to stock up on candy so you don't have to rely too much on rare candy. And as well, this form of Palkia is a good option for Master League, like I mentioned before, so that's another good reason to raid this version. Of the 2 Deoxys forms that are available, the attack and the defense forms, neither really have much meta relevance. But of the 2, the defense form still does see a little bit of play in Go Battle League, but it isn't meta like it used to be. It's currently ranked 285 with 10, 15, 13 IVs in the Great League, and it's ranked 222 with 12, 13, 15 IVs in the Ultra League. So it's not really ranked very highly these days, but there will probably be some ways of using it to a good level. And on the other hand, the attack form, it may not have much meta relevance, but it is a pretty easy solo, so a good option for those of you that live in areas that have smaller communities. We do also have Dialga available this month, and it is the 22nd best dragon type attacker and the 4th best steel type attacker, whereas in its origin form it's the 8th best dragon type attacker and the 5th best steel type attacker. And when it comes to the Master League, it is ranked 41 and the origin form is ranked 33. So again, there are reasons to raid both the altered and the origin forms of Dialga, but only the origin form has access to legacy move Roar of Time, which again does have an adventure effect. This effect pauses the timer of items such as lucky eggs, star pieces and incense, so you can use them for longer periods of time. And whilst only the origin form can have this move and use the adventure effect, it's worth raiding the altered form of Dialga because of its meta relevance, but also because of the candy, which you can then use to activate the Roar of Time adventure effect on an origin Dialga. So it's a good chance to stock up on Dialga candy so you won't have to rely too much on rare candy. Moving on to the Mega raids, Mega Lopunny is the 12th best fighting type raid attacker, and it is the 3rd best normal type attacker. So generally, as a fighting type attacker, it's not really worth using if you have access to Mega Alakazam, Glade, Blaziken, Heracross or Lucario. So if you are after a good fighting type attacker, it could be worth waiting till Mega Glade is available in January through a Mega Raid day first, because it is the 8th best fighting type attacker and the 5th best psychic type attacker, and also because bro looks like he's playing Yu-Gi-Oh! Glade itself is a decent Go Battle League Pokemon where it is ranked 51 in its shadow form in the Great League with 0, 15, 15 IVs, and it's ranked 106 in the Ultra League with 0, 12, 15 IVs. We do also have Mega Medicham available, but it doesn't really have any meta relevance, so it's only really worth raiding if you haven't Mega Evolved one before. Shadow Registeel will be worth raiding if you can, because as a regular or purified Registeel, it is ranked 57 in the Great League with 2, 13, 14 IVs, and it's ranked 9 in the Ultra League with 1, 10, 15 IVs. And as for the max battles, Max Beldum will be available and a good target to go after, because Max Metagross is a strong Max Steel Spike and Max Mindstorm user, and it also has some decent bulk with its pretty high defenses, so it can be used as a tank as well. And also Metagross doesn't have a G-Max form, so it's not like you will be wasting your resources powering it up and its max moves. And outside of max battles, Metagross is the 3rd best steel type attacker and the 2nd best as a shadow. It's also ranked 61 in the Master League, and it does have a Mega form coming at some point in the future. We also have Max Machop available, and Max Machamp is the best fighting type max Pokemon currently in the game, so well worth going after. But remember, Machamp does have a G-Max form coming in the future, so it could be worth holding on to your resources to use on the G-Max version instead. However, if you don't think you'll have enough people to do the G-Max battle when it comes out, then it would be worth investing in Max Machamp, especially as it could be a while before we get a better fighting type max Pokemon in the game. Outside of max battles, Machamp is the 9th best fighting type attacker as a shadow, so it could be a good opportunity to get some candy to power up a Shadow Machamp. It's also ranked 47 in the Great League with 0, 14, 11 IVs. It's ranked 69 in the Ultra League with 0, 0, 15, 14 IVs, and it's ranked 140 in the Master League. This is a similar story for Max Krabby and Max Kingler, where Max Kingler is currently the best water type attacker for max battles outside of Gigantamax Blastoise, so definitely a good one to pick up. But if you do plan on doing the G-Max version of Kingler when it releases in the game, then you might want to save your resources for that version. And outside of max battles, Kingler is the 17th best water type attacker, but it will be even better as a shadow. And if you didn't manage to get Gigantamax Gengar when it was available at Halloween, then it might be worth picking up Max Ghastly, so you can get Max Gengar, which is a strong ghost and poison type attacker. It is always worth picking up Candy and Candy XL for Gengar as well, because Mega Gengar is the second best ghost type attacker and the best poison type attacker as well. Gengar is also ranked 73 as a shadow in the Ultra League with 0, 15, 14 IVs. And it's worth going after the Gala starters for Candy for the G-Max forms when they release in the future. Grookey and Rillaboom in particular are worth going after because outside of max battles, Rillaboom is the 13th best grass type attacker. And with that said, if you did enjoy this video, then I recommend checking out these videos on the screen now, and I'll catch you in the next one.